It's Auto In with your hosts, Seth Kelly and Will Moulton, with special guest, Austin Hill. In this episode, how did the emergence of COVID-19 in the U.S. affect broadcast operations at DBU? How is it affecting them currently? And how does DBU's Broadcast Department plan to overcome these effects? Without further ado, Auto In.
Welcome, everybody, to Auto In. We are here, episode 13. This one is going to be
for all the marbles.
For what?
For all the marbles.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
My name is Seth Kelly. I'm one of your hosts. Our other host name is
Will.
And
your boy.
And our guest is
Austin Hill.
Austin Hill. Yes, sir.
Happy to be here.
Slash ma'am. So
you just slash ma'am me?
Ooh,
no, I just slashed ma'am to anyone that wasn't a sir that's listening.
Dude.
Oh, I thought you were referring to me, and then you slashed it as ma'am. But
Oh, no.
Are you trying to...
I wouldn't slash ma'am a man.
Thank you.
That's a great transition into what we're going to talk about today. In case you didn't know, I'm sure you probably do know. There's this little thing going around that has been going around for quite a long while. We don't know how long it's been going on, but
since February, dude.
Since
we
February?
know exactly how long it's been going around.
Actually, I think like the first traces of COVID is what we're talking about.
Oh my gosh, Seth, we were trying to keep it a surprise.
Well, that was the. Do you want me to have like a grander reveal?
No, you've already spoiled it.
COVID-19, which, as we all know, stands for can oysters ventilate?
In the Dominican Republic.
In Dominican Republic, COVID.
I don't even know, but.
Anyway, so where were we when we first, I was going to say, I think the first traces of COVID-19 were found around this time last year, like in November 2019.
Yeah, I think they were. November 2019 is when, a year ago, and it didn't move over here until maybe February in the United States. It didn't hit us till February. But it definitely messed with China a lot. And so now we have it everywhere and we're forced to wear masks. But hey,
let me clarify. When he says we have it, we don't
have it.
No, the United States, there's a lot of people who do have it and a lot of people who have died because of it. So anyways, Seth, I want to ask you a question.
Yep.
Where were you when you figured out that like last semester was not going to be like a normal semester due to COVID-19?
That's a great question. So we were all on spring break, and we had just come back from or rather, it had been about a week since a baseball game. We had a whole weekend of baseball games that we were broadcasting. I forget who was. I forget who was playing.
I think we were playing Arkansas State.
I think we were playing Arkansas State,
and then we were scheduled to play Baylor, maybe something.
Perhaps we were scheduled to play a lot of
we
teams.
had a lot of games scheduled, but I think it was Arkansas State series when everything kind of went haywire there.
It kind of was like all at once. Like I was getting a piece of bad news like every day, but I kind of got like each layer of it. So when I figured out that all of the games are going to be canceled, I was like, oh no, what are we going to do for work? But, at that point, all I could do was really just wait for instruction. So that's what I did. I didn't worry about it too much. I knew that Chris had our best interests at heart and wanted us to succeed. And so at the same time, he, of course, didn't have any games to bring us to. And so there wasn't a whole lot that he could do. But when I got that email that said, we're not coming back in person for classes for the rest of the spring, I was at my grandmother and grandfather's house. Grandparents, that's the word. I was at my grandparents' house, and I had just had a full day of talking to some like family that had just come over, and some of them were little kids. So I was tired. I was pooped that day when I came back, and so I was looking to wind down, so I got up on my computer and I checked my email, and first email I saw was that one. So So it was crazy. It was crazy. That night I was calling a whole bunch of people, like, professors. I was emailing, and I was in Stonehouse at the time. So I was asking, like, are we going to come back in person for Stonehouse meetings, and are we having those anymore, and things like that. And I was really frantic for the rest of the night. And then at a certain point, I just had to be like, okay, calm down. You have a lot of time to think this through, process all of this, and it was a rough transition. But I, as we all eventually did, pushed through it, and here we are. So Austin, where were you when you first figured out that when you first got the email?
So I had actually, for spring break, I had driven up to Minnesota. It was a 2-day trip. My girlfriend and I went. That's where our family lives. So we drove up. We stayed with her grandfather, and then we made it to Minnesota. And, the week was progressing as normal. And I was getting most of my news from SportsCenter, because I remember specifically Rudy Gobert had tested positive in the NBA, and that's kind of when it really hit the sports world, which I keep up with very, very closely. And I was kind of watching, and then the NBA had shut down at that point, and that was when I think it really became real, because celebrities were getting it. So it was like, I was like, oh wow, like this this is really spreading through everybody, and so I was in Minnesota. I was actually planning to go to a Minnesota Wild game. They were playing the Vegas Golden Knights that Thursday or whatever it was. And the day of that game, I was so excited, because I've only ever been to the American Airlines Center to watch hockey. So I was really excited to go to the Excel Center and watch Minnesota play. They had a lot of old vet guys that were big names in the league, and a lot of young guys. And the day that we were supposed to go is when they canceled the NHL, and I cried real tears, like it was really disappointing. But then I got the email from school, and I think initially it was like supposed to be 2 weeks. We were going to extend spring break, at which point my girlfriend and I were like, oh, like sweet, like we got longer before we got to make that 17-hour drive or whatever it was back. We get another week of spring break. And then the email came that was like, yeah, like that's the end of the semester. We'll see you who knows when. Right. And then that was really hard, because I flew back with my girlfriend to get stuff, and then she flew back to Minnesota, and then it must have been about 3 months before I saw her again. So it was really tough. But that's about where I was at, and I was pretty new to the broadcast team. I had just finished the hiring process, when all that happened. So I was really excited to start, actually working instead of just volunteering, and that's kind of when it all hit. So that was my story when the news was broke to me.
I remember teaching you some replay, I think, just before, and that was almost like that was one of my only interactions with you before I realized, oh, we're hiring him, and then COVID hit, and then it was like, whoa, okay, maybe not for a little while. Yeah. Will, where were you when you figured out?
Well, so I was actually really disappointed when COVID hit, because at the time, right before spring break, I was supposed to spend all of spring break in New York, right, with the on a trip going to New York to do my fine arts credit as one of my classes, which one of the great things DBU offers is, like, before the pandemic was going out and doing your work, going out getting credits in different places, right? Studying abroad. So I was supposed to go for a week to New York with my sister, who was I don't know, but basically she goes to A&M, but she was transferring into DBU for this one credit.
Oh, a transient student.
Transient, yes.
Not like a transmutant.
Transmutation. A transmutant student. And then my two other roommates, John and Johnny, were also coming too. So we were all going to go, and about, 9 hours before we were supposed to leave for New York, they canceled our trip. They canceled everything. I was in the process of scheduling my tickets as in like I was looking at the page, like on American Airlines website saying, this is where I want to sit on the plane. This is like, stuff.
Wow.
You had to register for the tickets, right?
Had you bought the tickets yet?
Yes, we already had.
Oh man,
we had already paid for it in full. It was bad. Then they canceled it, and I was really, really disappointed. But then I was also like, okay, this is going to blow over in a few weeks. I think it's going to be fine. And then I remember them extending the break. I'm like, oh, it's a little bit more serious, but maybe a few more weeks, give it a few more weeks. And then when halfway through that second week of spring break, they sent me that email and they said, we're shutting down the university. And I was like, oh no. Because I was so like distraught over like I'm not gonna get to go back to DBU this semester in a real time. Now, this did give me a lot of time to do stuff that I usually wouldn't do. Like I broke out the Legos from years ago. I got pretty good at Smash Bros. While I was waiting.
I remember watching a lot of Studio C. A lot of show-offs. Those were the two shows that, both on BYU TV. Studio C is like a sketch comedy show, which is very good, and I think is better than Saturday Night Live.
Whoa,
I would even go that far.
I don't know about that.
Show-offs is a show where it's kind of like a game show-esque thing. It's kind of cheesy, but it was a fun thing to watch while I was eating.
Seth, I've never heard of these things. This one, I've never heard of show-offs. Where are you out getting your TV?
I only found show-offs because I was watching Studio C and it was like some sort of ad, and it piqued my interest because the show is an improv musical show.
Right.
Where these 4 people and normally a guest, they are given ideas from the audience and they kind of compete to see whose improv musical idea they're going to do. Mm-hmm. And then once the audience decides that, they do that for about 20 minutes. Just they improv the entire musical. Music and everything is improvised.
Have you ever heard of the play that doesn't go?
The play that goes wrong?
The play that goes wrong?
I have heard of that.
That is a great show, but I did find a show on Amazon Prime called The Show That Goes Wrong, made by the same people. And it's just like they put on 30-minute plays, right? And what they do is they have all the actors in on like things that are going to happen during the play. And they're basically playing characters within characters of like the actors are different from the characters that the actors are playing. So it's really,
what?
Yeah. So like one point,
it's crazy because the actors come out and they play characters, but the characters are different from the actors, and the characters that the actors are playing are different from the characters.
Everybody go watch it. Yeah, on Amazon Prime, made by the BBC.
I'm gonna be honest. I feel like we've completely alienated Austin.
Sorry, Austin.
Like completely.
Right. I was listening. It was making me think. I've watched, how many Harry Potter movies are there?
There are 8.
I've
watched, we watched all the way up until the 7th one, me as in my girlfriend and I. And I think it was in the last one. This is the first time I've ever seen Harry Potter, by the way. I grew up in the home that was anti-Harry Potter. Also, those books were way too long. If it wasn't Magic Treehouse, it wasn't for me.
Right.
So
I remember.
So I never read the books, but we just watched the movies. They're great movies, and it's really good to have her because she grew up in a Harry Potter home, if that's a thing, a Harry Potter home. But I couldn't keep up with everything that was happening, and she knew like every professor by name, and like she was able to answer all the questions I had. So it made Harry Potter much more enjoyable not having read the books. But I just remember Hagrid and his spider, and then it's too bad she's not here to answer the question, but there was a professor that like they gave him some sort of like magical send off, like kind of a deal or whatever. I don't remember what exactly was
Dumbledore.
Happening. I don't know if it was Dumbledore. I think it was.
They everybody on campus like shot
They gave
their
him a
wands up
se-
into the sky.
No, that was when
They gave
Dumbledore
him a
died.
send off of some kind.
That's
Oh
all
my
you get,
goodness!
that's a
I was going to hint at it, and you completely spoiled it.
Oh, do you want me
For
to
those who
tell
haven't
them
seen
who
it.
kills to a 10-year-old movie and like a 15-year-old book?
Well, now that we're spoiling it,
It's Snape.
Fred dies as well.
Fred dies. Sirius dies. Tonks and Lupin die. I'm sorry, guys. Harry Potter fans, you guys. Oh, shoot, Austin. You haven't seen the 7th movie.
Yeah, well, I saw the 7th. I have not seen the last
Oh,
one.
my God.
That's okay. I don't know any of those names or those characters, so
Look at what have you done, Will?
it'll
It'll
all be the same.
Close to the sun.
it'll all be the same in the end.
Well,
But
before we hit like way too much collateral damage, well, we already have more
I think
collateral damage
I've,
than we have. We're going to take a break, and then when we get back,
I need to officially resign from the podcast.
and then when we get
chain.
back, we're gonna give Will a proper send off. I'm gonna fire him live, and then we're gonna talk about what DBU Broadcast has been doing this semester and what DBU's broadcast operations might look like in the future. So stay tuned, and we'll get to it. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back to Auto In.
in a world.
Will, you're fired.
Whoa,
You're-
we're actually okay.
You're
I'll
you're
leave.
rehired. As
Hold on. All right. I guess I'll just go.
Wait, I said you're rehired. Wait, come back. Wait, no. Oh, he's gone. Oh.
oh, the footsteps after the door closed. He must have been stomping really hard on his way out.
Oh man, that's highly unfortunate. Right, Will?
It sounds like he's coming back.
Yeah. Oh.
I forgot my bag.
Oh. Okay.
Well, why don't you just stay?
Yeah,
And-
you could. You might as well stay
Yeah.
and finish out the episode. Cool.
Fine, I'll do it.
Okay. So month by month, March was when our work just kind of like fell apart. Like we couldn't do anything. April, we were all staying. They wanted, social distancing. This was when this was starting to be a big deal, and people, the term social distancing was starting to get like coined, and people were starting to spread it around. So we needed to social distance. So we didn't need to be at work. So we weren't at work. It wasn't until about May that we started coming into work. It was very important that we social distanced, and we did. We wore face coverings when we came in. That was also a requirement. And we inventoried. We moved everything from baseball back up, and we inventoried everything. And then when we were done, we pretty much we went home until further notice. So June, July, we weren't doing any work. August was when we started to talk about, okay, we don't really know if games are going to come back in the fall. What are we going to start doing? So Chris had the idea of having us having a little content meeting with some of us, talking about different things that we could do, different projects that we could head up. Bon was a part of that meeting. He had the idea to start No Ties, this kind of sports recap show, which ended up just being Do the Bows Know over and over again. But
Yes, it was hard to keep it going. We didn't have a lot of time. There was a lot to edit in that because we were on camera. So, once we got back to games, which Seth will get around to here on his timeline, but once we got back to games, it kind of fell apart, but it was fun for the time being, fun little project to work on. So
yeah, and it was, so this content thing was really something that was just kind of to tide us over until games happened. With Auto In, I had the idea for this podcast where we could talk about broadcast operations, and it kind of became a bigger thing than we could have predicted, because it was just really something just to tide us over until games started up. But once games started up, we kept going. We had more to talk about, and we just kept going and then wanted to talk about it. So now, of course, we are planning on renewing it for a season 2, which is crazy to me.
We got greenlit. Yeah. Season 2.
But it was crazy to me because I didn't know what Auto Win was going to become. And I'm glad that it's come this far, but and that there's, hope that it's going to continue farther. But yeah, games started up, and we really started like focusing on esports because that was more of a social distancing sport, and that was something that was new. This new esports team.
Yeah, I remember they converted one of the classrooms that I used to go to class in the Global Mission Center into the esports room, and I was like, whoa, when I first walked in there, because there's just a bunch of PCs and a few TVs in there, and I was like, whoa. I remember my freshman year in Stonehouse, we actually did our gift exchange, our White Elephant gift exchange in that room, and I was like surprised about how much DBU had decided to change it, and I was like a little sad. But anyways,
can we talk about the last game of the World Series? This is like semi-COVID related. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I would not know.
Oh, you guys.
You're talking to two people who don't watch sports.
Out.
What happened?
No. I'm talking about the DBU Fall World Series.
Oh, yes, I was there.
Oh, my goodness.
I was TDing, I think.
Yeah. This was an interesting time to be working a PBM broadcast with the broadcast team. First of all, I think it had to be one of the coldest days that we had for broadcasting. And we had been doing the DBU's own little World Series deal all the way up until this game. This was the last game, red versus blue. This decided it. These games didn't count for anything, but I was talking to some of the baseball guys, and there were scouts there. So they're playing hard, they're playing full speed, and obviously, regardless, these guys haven't played baseball in how long, and this is Texas, so they were going head to head, and they were playing hard, and we had set up for this game, and it was a light mist, right? Which obviously technology and light mists don't mix very well. So I remember going out with a couple of our other staff, and then a volunteer, Davis. Davis is great. He volunteers with us, and he honestly might know more than I do. I've learned stuff from him that I haven't known. So he's one of our best volunteers. I love working with Davis. But we had gone out and we were setting up camera 3, which is on the platform out in the outfield in this light mist. So we had to keep the camera covered, and we couldn't find. It's called a duvetine. And it goes over the camera.
Yeah.
It goes over the camera. Seth knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
It goes over the camera to keep it from getting wet if it's raining. And then the camera operator actually goes underneath it. Well, we couldn't find this duvetine. So Chris and I, down in the chapel basement, just found a blue tarp and some string. So it was my job to go out and make sure this camera got covered with this blue tarp and this string to where Davis could still get under it and operate the camera while underneath the tarp. Well, like I said, it's freezing cold. So we go out there, like fingers shaking, the whole deal, like just white hands trying to tie this tarp down. Well, we get it tied down, and it looks hilarious. If you look out on the video, if you look at the video from high home, you can just see like this little blue like spot on the screen.
Yeah.
Well, that, ladies and gentlemen, was Davis working camera 3, and he had done a fantastic job. But it had gone to 14 innings. Tie game.
Well, to be fair, we did start at like 3rd inning, so it was more like 11 innings?
12 innings.
12 innings, which is way more still.
Yeah, it was a long time, and it was freezing if you were out there. I was freezing in high home. I was EIC, which is engineer and control, so I was basically there.
Or engineer in charge.
Engineer in charge, sorry.
That's okay. We're committed to accuracy here.
Yes, nothing but the best. But I was sitting in high home, and I was giving the camera guy in high home, camera 1, I was giving him breaks to let him go move around because he was just standing there freezing. You could see him shaking. And I'm thinking, man, poor Davis out there on camera 3. So I was like, okay, if we get to to this 14th inning. I'm going to go out there and I'm going to give Davis a break. So I took my little van. I call it the Silver Bullet. It's a minivan. If you see it around campus, it's got bullhorns on the front, the whole 9 yards. It belonged to my mom for like 10 years.
Fancy.
Anyways, yeah, I know. I love my car. But I turned the heat on, cranked it, and I drove out there and parked behind Davis. And I said, when you get a break, jump off, go sit in my car, warm up, and then I'll take over camera 3 for whatever's left.
It was an adventure trying to find that because we looked in all the places that the Duvetine should have been, and it wasn't there. So we looked in all the places that the Duvetine shouldn't have been. It wasn't there either.
Yes.
None of the places. We just couldn't find it anywhere.
If you see a Duvetine on campus, call the broadcast department.
All right. Well, what are DBU broadcast operations going to look like in the future? We are trying our best to get back on the road of where we were.
I feel like we're facing a Goliath this upcoming semester, right?
Oh, for sure.
In the spring, because everything in the fall semester got pushed back to the spring. So we're doing baseball, volleyball, soccer, basketball, all in one semester. So we will be, I doubt I'll even have a social life at my last full semester at DBU. Hopefully.
Next semester is your last full semester at DBU?
We'll see about how next semester goes and like if I want to work over the summer and graduate in August, but I'd rather graduate next December, to be honest.
Wow. We might have to actually fire you after season 2.
Yes. I
man.
cannot. I will be okay. I can't think of any characters that got fired at the end of season 2, but
we'll get back to you guys on that.
I'll be John Cleese at the end of Karate Kid or Cobra Kai.
Sure. Yeah.
Whatever. I don't know.
Well, let's go for that.
Have you guys? I don't know. You guys. I'm gonna have a little. You know what? New segment time. I guess.
Okay.
Okay. My never mind. No new segment.
Wait,
time.
what? You built it up. New segment time. Oh, okay. Never mind.
No,
we're not doing the segment.
Like, put my picks out for like what you should watch this week and like good broadcasting.
Oh, okay.
So,
okay. This is
live on air conception. I just thought of this right now. It's like, well, let's look at things we could watch that would have like some good videography. Like most. Okay, so there was this one game back from the 80s that I watch every time because it's called The Hit, and it's kind of back when Texas A&M, if you didn't know, we're in Texas, so you know when I say A&M, it means Texas A&M. I saw that.
Austin just did a thumbs down. He said the most controversial thing on this podcast, and it wasn't even something he said.
Anyways, so A&M, A&M was going straight for it. Was the other team had the ball and they were running it, and then there was this huge guy, I don't remember his name, but he came in and he just steamrolled this. I don't remember, it was so long ago. It's called The Hit on YouTube. Look it up. He just knocked this guy out like straight up. He's on the ground face down, gone.
Oh, I thought you meant like TV shows or
no. I just thought it was some good videography because they got it from like 5 different angles.
We're also broadcasting some lacrosse. We're also doing some esports. They have a few games left. So that means that's 7 sports seasons that we're going to be involved in. We're going to be involved with at the same time, and that's going to be crazy.
Yeah, that's not normal for us. That's all because COVID got everything pushed back to the spring. So
yeah.
So yes, they were playing Texas in my previous thing about A&M. So, I know you can't see this, but I'm showing it right now. Right, this is some dead air right now.
Well, dead air should be avoided at all costs.
All right.
What's the YouTube video called? They can go watch.
Don't mess with the 12th man.
Don't mess with the 12th man. If you haven't seen it, go watch it.
Yeah,
it's a big knockout hit from football.
Yeah.
So interesting stuff.
Okay, where do we go from here? Is that a good segue into our next break? Guess what? I'm doing the break this time. All right, guess what? We'll see you back. Go do whatever you need to do. We'll be right back. See you later. All right, we're back. Let's go. All right, so let's talk about what's next on our thing. Seth?
Yeah, we're going to be doing some Candy trivia.
I hate candy trivia.
Last time you were here on the podcast, we did some DBU trivia,
Yeah.
but I
got
decided
steamrolled.
that's correct. I decided to get some candy trivia instead. I think perhaps you'll do better at that because Will doesn't like candy apparently.
I like very specific candy. You know, the big stuff. M&M, Reese's. I don't like other things that just make me feel gross, like Tootsie Rolls.
Sounded like you were from London.
I only like the good stuff.
The good stuff.
The good stuff.
The
I'm
good
a tea
candy.
and crumpets.
Govna.
Governor.
Like black
Crikey.
licorice.
Oh,
My
wait.
dad only like exclusively likes black licorice.
Ew.
Wow.
Yeah.
I've never
Get a
had
red
black
vine.
licorice.
Red vines, dude. Get a red vine. He should try some red vine.
My dad likes like if it's not saltier than like salt, then it's not good.
Saltier than Salt is the name of my new indie band. All right. So here's how the game works. We're going to have 7 different questions going on here. So that I tried 7 different questions last time I did a trivia segment, and both of them got one wrong. So they like almost tied. So
Well, the last time you gave us a question that was like, which team has a boys and girls team? And you named like 3 teams that had both male and female athletes.
no, I think I said which one wasn't.
Oh. Wow. Oversight on my part.
Which
Man.
that would make sense because there were 4
Because there
options,
were 4
and
options.
only one of them
Only one of them.
were offered only one gender.
Wow. Oversight.
Okay, well, so I'm just going to ask you the question. You're going to give me the answer. We're going to go back and forth, alternate. I guess. Let's see. Let's just do it like we did. Let's do a candy themed like kind of buzzer. What do we want to say as part of our
Candy themed buzzer.
like whenever you think you have the answer? What should you guys say?
Twizzler.
Twizzler. So
Red
say
vine.
Twizzler.
Red vine.
That's fine because red vine takes longer to say than Twizzler.
That's fine. I'm saying the superior candy.
Twizzler.
Red vine.
Twizzler.
Uh-oh.
Kevin.
Are we about to get into another debate segment?
Yes.
No.
Man, let's hope not, because we still have to get through this trivia segment. Okay, so I guess we'll say Twizzler. Whenever you have the answer, say Twizzler, and then I'll call on you, and then you get to say the answer. And if you're wrong, goes to the other person, and you keep alternating until both of you give up, or one of you gets the correct answer.
Okay.
If you get a correct answer, you get 1 point. If you get it wrong, you don't. All right.
Okay.
Are we ready?
Yes.
Question 1. What candy slogan is makes mouths happy?
That's a bad question.
air.
What?
No,
makes,
it's not.
Makes mouths happy.
This candy slogan is makes mouths happy.
I'm gonna give a shot in the dark here. Twizzler.
Yep,
Pop rocks.
that is incorrect. Will.
Pop Rocks was a good answer, but I'm not going to go with that. Is it Tootsie Rolls?
That is incorrect.
Makes mouths happy.
Yep.
Can we get like a candy category here? Like, can we go like?
Is it chocolate?
It's chocolate.
It is not chocolate.
Okay. Can I answer? But he hasn't answered yet. Twizzler?
That's
Wait.
fine. No, I feel like that's fair.
Okay.
I think I might have it. Is it Twizzlers?
That is correct.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Twizzlers. That's their
It is
slogan.
Twizzlers.
Makes mouths happy.
I thought it
Wow.
was. See, I knew.
I
Seth,
even
he
like
tries
chose
to,
Twizzler.
He tries to hide it in plain sight.
Twizzlers is my mom's favorite candy, so that's why I
Wow.
chose it. And
Yeah.
love you, Mom, if you're out there listening.
I don't really like Twizzlers all that
I thought you were gonna say you don't really like my mom, but
No, I
glad
imagine
that-
your mom is great. I haven't met her.
I'm just kidding. I'm on the fence about Twizzlers, but we can talk about that later.
All right.
let's keep it rolling here.
All right, let's keep it rolling. Question 2. What chocolate candy bar was named after a horse?
I feel like I literally just read about this recently.
Bronco? No. I didn't say it.
After a horse.
So.
That's
no.
true. You didn't say Twizzler.
Twizzler,
Yep.
Snickers.
That is correct.
Oh, really?
Let's go.
Snickers.
I didn't know that. I was going to say Payday.
Oh, wow.
Without.
Payday sounds like a racehorse name.
Yeah, I thought it would be like a racehorse.
Oh, okay.
I feel like somebody
yeah.
who made chocolate would have had like, yep, that's my horse Snicker out there pulling the plow.
Wait, horses pulling?
No, horse pulling a plow.
Oh.
That can be a one horse job.
I thought oxen pulled plows.
I'm pretty sure any animal that is that large and that muscular could have been used.
Capybara. Is a capybara?
I don't think
as big as a horse?
capybara is like Brazilian. Like, go watch Rio, Seth.
Okay,
Go watch Rio.
I'll do that.
Rio.
I'll do some research. All right, question 3. Each year, enough of what candy is made to leave a trail every inch to the moon? So with this candy, you put one on the ground, you put one an inch like in front of it, and then you keep putting it inch by inch until you reach
Twizzler?
the moon from the Earth.
M&M's?
That is incorrect.
Twizzler,
Yep,
Skittles.
that is correct.
They're the
Skittles.
same candy, to be honest.
Wait, what?
They are the
M&M's
same.
are not
M&M's are chocolate.
Right, but they're
Skittles are
same concept.
sugar
It's like a
capsules.
It's like a capsule, but one's just got infinitely worse taste than M&M's.
But you got to think about. He was talking about quantity here. Have you ever been walking through the grocery store and you've seen those like 1 pound bag of Skittles?
But why would you want
I will
one
shamelessly
bag?
eat one of those in like
Yeah,
over
me
the course
too.
of a
No, man, get the 1 pound bag of M&M's. Oh my gosh.
I would get both, and I would eat the M&Ms
You can
one
actually
day and
cook
the
the
Skittles the
M&Ms
next. Wait.
into cookies.
Yeah, but
Oh, I thought you meant like just straight up cook M&Ms.
Well, you
like,
can
put
fry
butter
M&Ms,
in
right?
a skillet, pour M&Ms
Can
in,
you
and
fry-
just like
sauteed M&Ms.
Sauteed M&Ms. I'm going to come up with a recipe for that.
That's the name of my friend's indie album.
I knew that was coming. I knew the indie album thing was coming.
So Austin has 2 points. Will has 1 point. Question 4. The Jolly Rancher Company started out selling candy, chocolate, and what other kind of sweet?
Twizzler,
Yep.
Jolly Ranchers.
No.
Yes.
That is incorrect.
No.
You said candy, chocolate, and what other kind of sweet?
Yeah.
Wow.
What
What are you laughing
It's
about?
the Jolly Rancher Company.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying, like,
Candy
the Jolly...
fits into what you would normally think of as Jolly Ranchers.
Well, I mean,
The other
yeah,
thing
but
was sweet.
Other kind of sweet.
other kind of sweet cookies.
Did you answer
Yeah,
first?
he answered.
Yeah. Okay.
Cookies. Please let it be cookies. That'd be so funny.
That is incorrect.
Man.
You didn't say Twizzler.
It didn't matter because you said Twizzler and then
Yeah, it
Yeah,
doesn't matter
whatever.
because you said it.
Other type of sweet, huh?
Yep.
So does candy in general, does that like encompass all? It's a sweet, but it's not all. Is it toffee or something? Taffy?
That is incorrect.
marshmallows.
That is incorrect.
We may need a hint here at some
Candy, does candy envelop all of chocolate? Like candy?
Yeah, candy and chocolate. I've
I
already
think I
said.
just answered my question.
Yeah.
Um,
We all do this at the top of our lungs for this item.
point. Oh. Are we back to the Twizzler deal? Like, can I call it?
sure, go for it.
Oh, Twizzler ice cream.
That is correct.
Oh, gross. Why
ice
would
cream,
they?
use cream, we all scream for ice cream.
Dude, no.
Let's
I don't
go.
want Jolly Rancher ice cream. There's only a few people who I trust with my ice cream. That's Dole.
And not Jolly Rancher.
Dole.
Yeah, have you guys never had a Dole Whip?
Dole. When I think of Dole, I think of like pineapple.
Yeah, they are. They're the
slices.
same company.
They make ice cream.
They make this thing
I
called
couldn't
I think of
I
like
couldn't
a
get past-
Barbie doll.
no. A Boobadole.
It's a doll.
A boo-boo doll.
We're back to London.
No, but
the Bobby doll.
we went to Hawaii,
Dole.
right? And we went to the plantation where they are. We went to the plantation where they make where they grow the pineapples and they make macadamia nuts, all this other stuff.
Out of pineapples?
I was a
Well, it's a
macadamia nut in a
big-
school play in like 3rd grade.
That's
I
so
stood up and I said,
specific.
"I'm a nut."
And it was, oh my gosh,
What?
It was a highlight of my career.
yeah. So that's what. And at Disney World, there's only like 3 places in the world where you can get a Dole Whip. That's Disneyland, Disney World, and the Dole Plantation in Hawaii, on the island of Oahu. So we went there.
I think you're making that island up.
I'm
I
not.
don't think it exists.
Well, look it up, man. I went there. Oahu is the only place where you can get a Dole Whip, and there's only 2 other places in the world, Disneyland and Disney World, outside of the Enchanted Tiki Room. So I love it. It's great. You guys should try it sometime. If anybody who has the chance to get a Dole Whip, get it, because it's basically pineapple ice cream.
And look out for Jolly Rancher ice cream. I don't know if they still
No.
have that, but in 1949 they did.
Yeah, Bluebell. End of discussion. Next question, please.
Bluebell is good. Haagen-Dazs as well. All right. Question 5. What candy was added to soldiers' rations during World War II due to their durability in all weather conditions?
Twinkies. Twizzler Twinkies.
That is incorrect.
But
Twizzler.
it can survive a nuclear bomb, dude.
Milk Duds.
That is incorrect.
Twizzler.
Yep.
Tootsie Rolls.
That is correct.
Yes, I knew those crappy little turds were good for something.
That was my next guess. Milk Duds was close.
Yeah, I was going to say that Milk Duds was a whole lot closer
Those
than
crappy
whatever
little
Will
things,
first said.
man. You can't convince me that's chocolate, guys.
We are on
finished.
question 6.
Okay, question 6. Pitter patter. Let's get out of it.
Correct. All right. What candy is also referred to as chicken feed?
Twizzler.
Yep.
Candy corn.
That is correct.
Oh, I was.
They look like corn. They're corn. It's in the name. And I remember this because whenever I was out on a ranch, I would always be refilling deer feed, and it was always just really, really tough corn, and I would eat it. And it tastes good, but
Well, wait.
that's like
Can we go
creative
back to the part
stuff,
where you
right?
just
What?
said that you ate deer feed?
which is also
how
corn.
does deer feed? How does that correlate to chicken feed and candy corn?
I just thought of it, and I was like, "Oh, candy corn," because it's
Remember,
corn.
sometimes he
candy
just
corn.
says things that come to his mind. It
because
doesn't
I
have
ate-
to do with anything.
Because I ate deer feed as a child. That's why I got that
As
one.
a child, guys.
deer feed as a child.
As soon as recent as high school,
I
guys.
ate deer feed as an almost grown man.
As a normal grown man, I have
Every
a
day.
barrel of it in the back of my apartment.
Oh, this is an ongoing thing.
No, it isn't.
Sounds like a TLC My Strange
Yeah.
Addictions episode.
I like.
Yeah.
Hi, my name is Will, and I eat deer feed. It's so cheap. It's
I'm just picturing like hunting and like at a feeder, and you just see like Will come out and just start eating the deer corn from your feeder.
well,
Wow.
I wouldn't want to because I wouldn't want to eat deer feed that's been on the ground, guys. Come on.
Wow. Oh, he only eats the finest
Savage.
deer feed.
Only straight from the barrel.
So savage.
All right.
Okay, we have our final question. I think you guys might be tied.
We are
3-3.
tied.
Tied
yes.
3-3. Okay, so one of you is going to walk home the winner of this trivia segment.
What do we win?
Candy bar.
Okay.
It only costs
I don't see a candy.
however
bar in
much
this
a
room.
candy bar costs, and you
Oh,
only
is
have
it
to
a-
drive over to Walmart and get it yourself.
You only have
But-
to go buy yourself.
Okay, question 7. President Nixon
Oh no.
commonly ate what candy bar for breakfast?
I think I know this. Twizzler,
Yep,
Mars bar.
that is
Stop.
incorrect.
I knew it.
Well, you said candy bar, so my mind's going to chocolate. I mean, we haven't had a Hershey question yet, and I feel like that's a classic chocolate, so I'm going to go with Hershey.
That is incorrect.
Okay. I think we need to examine the character of Nixon to figure out.
I think you should just
I
throw
think-
a random candy bar out there and see if-
Payday.
That is incorrect.
Okay.
You really wanted Payday to be an answer to one of these
I
questions.
know.
though.
I've never heard of it until this year, and I was like, "Ooh, that sounds like a cool candy bar."
Ooh.
Oh, wow.
I got it.
Well,
Is it-
Austin
is
still.
it a-
Austin?
Is it a Twix bar?
That is incorrect.
Milky Way.
That is correct.
Yeah.
Wow. Milky Ways for
I was
breakfast.
expecting a much bigger reaction, so I was like, "That is correct," and you guys went,
See, I
Wow,
would have
that's
thought it would have
crazy.
been something like a Payday because
Yeah.
he's
just
one of those
got
guys.
paid.
Yeah.
and you really just wanted to say Payday for one of the answers
But
and
hey,
be right.
there was also, let's examine his presidency for a second. He was also the one who called the moon on the space race. So there you go.
He called
Should've-
them.
Hey, Moon, come over
He
here.
called Neil
we need
Armstrong
you.
on the
he
moon.
called the astronauts
Yeah.
on the moon.
Let me ring up Neil
Let me-
Armstrong. He's on the moon right now. It's crazy.
Let me ring
Yeah.
the moon.
He called them and he was like, "How you doing, boys?
And he
they
went,
were like,
Where we dropping, boys?"
You know how it is. One small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. You know what I'm saying? And Nixon went, ha, ha,
You know what I'm
ha.
saying?
I'm recording this for posterity. Don't.
I knew a Watergate joke was going to come
Yeah.
at some point.
I'm surprised we just got to it like right now. What restraint? I'm proud of us.
What are we going to talk about next? Huh?
Oh, we're not doing Q&As?
Oh, no, we're not. We don't have any.
I have a
Q&As.
Q&A question for you.
Okay, well, we also have like a minute left.
Okay. Real quick. Yes or no? This is a big one. This is a question that was posed to me earlier today. Ranch on chicken, yes or no, guys?
Yes.
Austin,
Yes.
thank you. That is the correct answer for both of you.
Especially if it's buffalo chicken.
Oh,
All right,
dude,
I'll
gross. Oh,
love that.
no.
Wait, what?
No seasoning. Okay.
No seasoning on your chicken? Psychopath.
All right, well, that was fun.
There's your Q&A from Caleb Todd.
All right, Caleb Todd.
Yeah, Caleb asked it on his Instagram.
I asked that on my Instagram.
Yeah, I was about to say.
dang
That was
it.
me.
My bad.
That's why I knew all of our answers were going to be yes.
This is...
Because I saw it. I saw what everybody
Let's
said.
just not get into the minutia of who asked what.
That's a fit. Do you know that word, Austin?
Nope.
Minutia. Okay. All right. Well, what are we going to talk about next episode? Next episode is going to be our season finale.
Season closer.
Bittersweet. We're going to talk about who does what for the podcast. We're going to talk about what goes into making the podcast and things like that. And we're just going to do a nice little wrapping up of the season, and it's going to be pretty great, pretty bittersweet memory we are about to create. And then we're gonna kind of set it up for season 2. I imagine we'll see what happens. We'll see who to bring on. We're gonna bring on somebody who has helped out with the podcast, and it's gonna be great. I think you shouldn't miss it. All right. Well, Austin, any last words?
Before we
Thank you for coming on the podcast.
Thank you
by
for
the
coming
way.
on the
Yeah.
podcast.
No, thanks for having me.
But the way you said that is any last words. It's
Yeah.
before we take you out back to Old Yeller.
Nope, no last words. Thanks for having me on and putting together a fantastic season. I wish you guys the best in season 2.
I say next week we tux up for our final thing.
You want me to be 100% honest? I'm not gonna do that.
John, come on, Seth. I'm gonna wear I'm gonna wear a suit, and
You
you need
do
to wear
that.
a suit because it's our.
I'm gonna pretend like I'm wearing a suit
No,
because they'll
come on,
basically be the
Seth.
same thing. They'll be.
Seth, I'm gonna
just
peer
hearing me.
pressure you into wearing a suit for our final.
How old are you? Are you my peer?
Yes, I am your peer.
How old are you?
Seth, we work together every day. I
Oh,
see
I
you
guess
nearly
that's-
every day. I want you to wear a suit on next Thursday.
I know where you live. I will watch
I know where you live
every
in
single
Malaysia.
day until you put on a tuxedo.
Anyways, time to sign off. I've been Will Moulton. This
I've been Austin Hill.
I've been Seth Kelly.
and it's time to close it out for the day. All right. See ya later. Oh wait.
We still got a whole outro
We have to
that I
go
gotta
do our outro.
Gotta
All
do the
right.
whole thing with the music.
Oh,
and
we gotta
everything.
do the outro. All right.
Okay.
Seth, let's start the outro. You know it better than I do.
Well, this has been Auto In, hosted by Seth Kelly and Will Moulton, with special guest Austin Hill, with music produced and performed by Jesse Liked and logo designed by John Brzezino. Thank you for listening, and see you next week. Auto out.